So one NBA journalist who I think has definitely caught a lot of criticism over his lifetime for some definite interesting calls does happen to be Paul Pierce. I mean, the guy has had one hell of an interesting career. Again, if we're gonna talk about his journalism for a second, then talk about him like shitting himself on the court. I mean, there's a lot of pretty funny things about Paul Pierce, but he actually said something the other day that has got a lot of people talking. And I guess a question that a lot of people kind of agree with, or more so have a lot of different opinions about, and that is his take on LeBron James and what he thinks LeBron should, of course, do in free agency. Again, one of the teams LeBron has been linked to the most, other than re-signing with the Los Angeles Lakers, does happen to be going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Of course, it would make sense. Again, the Cavaliers are the team that LeBron spent most of his career with. You know, Ohio is LeBron's home. Cleveland is the closest team to where LeBron grew up, you know, with, and all of that type of stuff, right? And again, it makes a lot of sense for LeBron to retire there. Not just that, the Cavaliers are, well, I guess they're a contending team. Even though at the time making this video, they're currently 2-2 with the Orlando Magic, who literally can't shoot and have no playoff experience whatsoever. Again, the Cavaliers are in a really weird situation. So the Los Angeles Lakers at the time making this video, who are, again, they are down 3-0 to the Denver Nuggets. So Paul Pierce did actually go on to say that if the Los Angeles Lakers flame out and lose in the first round, or the play-in, this one actually says, so this was a week or so ago, I would consider, if I was LeBron James, being traded back to Cleveland for Donovan Mitchell. Bronny gets picked up by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Bron has his farewell world tour with his son. Again, there's a lot of really interesting things that Paul Pierce, of course, said there. First of all, LeBron James is not fucking Justin Bieber. I don't know what it is with this world tour thing. I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be traveling down to, you know, fucking Melbourne in Australia to do some big farewell. I'm not sure what he means by that. But also, like, let's be honest here. This is a really weird and interesting situation because, first of all, Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers looks like a ticking time bomb right now. Again, Donovan Mitchell, of course, I think he loves Cleveland. I honestly think he would probably want to stay in Cleveland as well. Issue is the Cavaliers are right now not doing too good. They have a lot of issues with their coach. Darius Garland, unfortunately, just isn't the player he was a couple years ago. He's had a ton of injuries and personal matters off the court. We, of course, know the other issue that the Cavaliers are already paying Garland the Supermax. And again, if Mobley steps up next season, which he hopefully should and will do, the Cavaliers are probably going to have to pay him a Supermax types level as well. Meaning that that's already 2, and they can't actually have more than 2 on a roster, if I believe. So contractually as well, the Donovan Mitchell situation on the Cavaliers, it probably doesn't work. The way I see it is Donovan Mitchell, who had a ton of injuries this year, so couldn't make an All-NBA team, is probably going to want to make an All-NBA team next year, so he can get a Supermax deal, which pays him well over $50 million probably a year. He will not be able to get that on the Cavaliers at all. A lot of people have been wondering, where is Donovan Mitchell going to go? Again, for some reason, the Knicks are always thrown around. I am pretty sure he's not going to the Knicks. Again, contractually as well, it doesn't work. You got Randall on the max, Brunson on the max. OG Anunoby's apparently in talks to get huge offers that are well over the max, and they're already paying a ton of other people, with more extensions probably going to pop up here and there as well for players like Isaiah Hartenstein. Again, I've always said that wouldn't work. The team that I always felt like would maybe go after Donovan Mitchell the hardest would be the Brooklyn Nets. They're in a massive stagnant position where they, unfortunately, it's just a middle of the road. They're not good enough to be a playoff team, but they're not bad enough to be one of the worst teams in the NBA. But there's definitely a lot of easy trades they can do here and there to bring in a player like Donovan Mitchell, who would automatically be their number 1 option. You move, again, Mikal Bridges to his, I think, more notable and what he should be, a 2nd or 3rd position player. And then, of course, you are you are hoping and praying that Ben Simmons can come back next season and actually be at least half of what old Ben Simmons used to be. Again, that could still be a pretty decent 3 with the core that they've got over there. But it looks like the Los Angeles Lakers name has come up a couple of times, which is really interesting because it does make you wonder, could Mitchell and AD actually be like a really good duo together in the league? And if they were to add a continual bench support and good starting rotation players, it does make you wonder. And I totally feel like Donovan Mitchell and Austin Reeves would also be a really good duo. Again, the issue of Mitchell and Garland is Mitchell has to constantly guard the 2, which he just can't do in the NBA. When he was on the Jazz, it worked really well with Rubio because Rubio would often guard the 2. On the Lakers, Mitchell could go back to guarding the 1 but playing the 2 on offense. And then Reeves could, of course, play the 1 on offense but guard the 2 on defense. Arguably enough, that's honestly a kind of good duo that I feel like that could work. And then they could obviously move on from D'Lo. Makes a ton of sense and is definitely a lot better than what they have there at the moment. Again, the thing is as well, because Donovan Mitchell is not on that Supermax yet, it makes this trade really, really easy if the Cavaliers want to try and match contracts, because we know LeBron James is on about $45 million right now. There's no reason LeBron can't go down and maybe get paid $30 million, which of course, you know, would be a slight pay cut, but considering his age and where he is, that would make a ton of sense in my opinion. The thing is as well, even though LeBron James, I think, he has slightly regressed, of course, because of his defense. His defense is just definitely not what it used to be. I oddly enough feel like LeBron James is still the perfect player for the Cleveland Cavaliers to get. Again, if you think about it, you move on from Donovan Mitchell, right? Okay, that sucks. You're losing your best player and your leading scorer. But you can't tell me that the defense of the Cavaliers wouldn't be like 10 times better if you brought in LeBron at the 3. Because LeBron always has to guard the 4 now in the NBA. If you bring LeBron in at the 3, you keep Max Strus in at the 2, right? Defensively, again, that's a 6'5" shooting guard, a 6'9" small forward, 7' power forward, and 7' center in Mobley and Allen. Again, I also feel like LeBron makes Garland a way better player, and they work way better together than Mitchell and Garland work together. Again, we know Garland, he wants to be, I think, the point guard, but also he can play off ball. And the thing is as well, I feel like for Donovan Mitchell to be really good, he has to have the ball in his hands constantly. LeBron James and where he is in his career, I definitely feel like would love to have, you know, of course, a back seat and have another guy like Darius Garland play make a lot more, right? And on the Lakers, it just hasn't been like that because D'Lo has just become such an off-ball player now in today's NBA. He barely has the ball in his hands, and when he does have it, he doesn't look confident at all. They brought in Gabe Vincent to do some ball handling. He didn't play like the whole year and is now not very good because he hasn't had any basketball under his belt for so long. For the Cavaliers, though, you will have playmakers and ball handlers there. Darius Garland, Karis LeVert, LeBron James, of course, is a 3 right there. I still think the Cavaliers will have to go in search for a point guard in the offseason. I think signing Bronny to like a 2-way kind of deal or signing him to the G League for 1 year would be a cool idea that I think LeBron would actually be happy with. But again, the Cavaliers will have room to move. I think even George Niang, he struggles a fair bit, but would he improve with LeBron? Probably. I'm sure the Cavaliers will have some type of exception to sign some point guard in the offseason. Again, they cleared up some cap with Rubio. You'll save a tiny bit of cap from LeBron, of course. With the Donovan Mitchell trade, you might save like $4 million. Unfortunately, again, the Okoro re-signing will probably happen and will take a lot of money. Again, he's a great player, but I could always see him maybe getting traded, even though I still like him better than Max Strus. There's a lot of really interesting things the Cavaliers could do here. What would the trade end up looking like, though? I have no idea, because on a technicality, LeBron is still kind of a better player than Donovan Mitchell right now. Issue is, Mitchell has another, like, 10 years in the league, while LeBron probably has 2 max. So the Lakers are going to have to forklift a fair bit here, and it's a good thing for them that they're getting some picks back. Realistically, I think trading LeBron James and a couple first round picks for Donovan Mitchell, it probably gets the deal done. Again, I don't think the Cavaliers would argue too much. Again, it does kind of suck though, because the Cavaliers are going to lose LeBron probably in another 2 years. So it is really hard. They might actually argue, now that I think about it, they might say, well, look, we want another 3 to 4 we want another like 2 picks on top of the 2 we're getting now, because technically LeBron's a rental for 2 years. And then he will retire, and then the Cavaliers will be back to square one. So yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if it will work. A lot of really interesting things to see. But again, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Do you guys think Donovan Mitchell could be traded to the Los Angeles Lakers? Do you think LeBron James could, again, make his way back to Cleveland? I'd very much like to know all of your thoughts and opinions. Don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channels. Links for them will be in the description down below. But as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.